fellow bookworms to Tibra's Den. My name is Whitney, and today I thought I would just give you a channel update and then also take you around. I spent the last several days organizing my bookshelf, cataloging my books, and so yeah, I thought I would take you around and give you an updated bookshelf tour. Um, because it's a new year and I just organized them, and I thought that would be something fun to do. So hopefully you enjoy it. Before I get into that though, just a quick channel update. I know I didn't post, I think I'll probably upload this video the day I'm filming it. So yesterday for Monday's book of the month. I probably won't post tomorrow. I haven't read my weekly read and I don't know about Thursday yet. So I pretty much just I had what I needed to read this weekend and I just didn't feel like reading. I've been really struggling with insomnia, which of course aggravates everything else like anxiety and everything. So I just did not feel like reading, and this is something that's been on my to-do list. I knew I wanted to get it done sometime the beginning of this year because I have some plans like for my website and such, and I needed a catalog of all my books. So that's what I spent the weekend doing. It took me 3 days and part of this morning to get them all cataloged and organized. I did not do any of like what I'm calling like the educational or knowledge based books, which my husband has a lot of. And I have several from when I was in school and such. And then I didn't do any of like my dog education books or my vet tech books or anything like that. So I just did like more of like not all of them are fiction, but more story based books that you just sit and read. And so that took me, like I said, forever, but it's done now. And yeah, really, really happy. It has actually really helped with my insomnia. Although last night I was dreaming about books, so, but at least I was sleeping. It's something. And then I did wake up this morning with Celine Dion just like inside my head, singing on repeat. And so that was like at 4 a.m. this morning, but I just got up and did dishes and chores and such. But and then I came in here and finished cataloging what I needed to finish cataloging. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. So going forward on this channel, I think I was kind of just putting too much pressure on myself. I still want to read the books that I have planned, but I don't think I'm gonna film every week. So I think I will film every week, but it'll just be my book of the month Mondays. The discussion questions for those because I really, really enjoy those videos. But those videos do take a little bit more time than any of the other videos. So I think I want them to be my focus. And then anything else I read will just be kind of a pop-up video. So like how I've been doing my series Saturday where it just as I read one of those books, I just do a video and then upload it on Saturday. That's probably gonna be how it is for Throwback Thursday. Just as I read some of my childhood books, those will pop out, but they won't be every week. And weekly Wednesdays, I think I'm gonna get rid of altogether. I will probably still read a book every week because I have so many I want to get through this year, but I'll probably just do an update on those books like at the end of the month. Most of the ones coming up are like either like dime store romances or I have some thrillers and such that just got sent automatically through one of those like book club subscription things that they just send you whatever. And so I have several of those coming up. I don't think I need to do necessarily in-depth reviews on them. If there's one that I really enjoy and I want to, I certainly will. But otherwise, I'll probably just do an update, just randomly throughout. So Wednesdays are probably going to be gone, but Throwback Thursdays will still be here and there. Series Saturdays will still be here and there. And then Book of the Month Mondays will be regularly every week. And there'll probably still be multiple videos a week. It's just I'm gonna play it by ear, so I'm not gonna be so restricted, I think. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If you haven't already, I do hope you'll like this video. It really does help me out. And then go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell notification since the videos are going to be here and there. That way you don't miss out on a thing. Now that we're done with that, let's go ahead and get into the bookshelf tour. So I'm going to start over here and then just work my way around and end over here, I think. So like I said, I did not catalog any of like the knowledge based or educational based books or any of like my animal books that I use for dog training or vet tech or anything like that. Those are not going to be cataloged. One of the shelves on this bookshelf over here, the very bottom one's really hard to get to, and it just has a bunch of like edu- educational based books in there. That was a tongue twister. They're just kind of stacked in there from my husband and from me. Like I have a bunch of my old school books and such. And so yeah, those we're not talking about today. I'm not probably going to catalog. If I do decide to, it will be a ways in the future, but I'm happy to have a catalog of all the books. And then if I purchase any more, of course, I'll be adding to that. But I got them photographed, I got them written down, so now I just got to go to the computer and do my thing over there, which of course is going to take a while. But I'm going to go ahead and turn you around, and I'll be back with you in just a second. All right, so over here on this shelf, we have all my husband's books. So originally over here, I had like some classics and such, and then I had just kind of an assortment of books, and then I had my childhood books, and I went ahead and switched those where it was easier for me to get to, because this shelf is a little bit difficult to get to. And so I wanted to move my books where they were more handy. My husband doesn't read a whole lot nowadays, but still, if he wants something, I know where it is and I can grab it for him. So up top here we have his Laurel K Hamilton books. Up front is the Anita Blake series, which we read Obsidian Butterfly for our book of the month, and I actually really enjoyed it. So I am planning on getting to those at some point, but of course I have, things on my shelf I need to prioritize first. And then behind there we have more Laurel K Hamilton. I think these are called the Mary Gentry series. I could be mistaken. Some just random standalones, and then I do have some Terry Brooks down there. I know it's hard to see, they're mostly paperback. And then all the best lines, it's just like a collection of um, like famous lines from movies and such. I actually got him that for I think our first anniversary or something. But and then down here we have R.A. Salvatore, we have Terry Goodkind, and then there's just a couple authors that there's just like a pair of books. So I have two Tad Williams, Dune, I think the sequel, I think it is, and then a companion to Dune, and then just some others. And then I have the Chinese Brothers and Plucker, which the Chinese Brother is like a fun little folk tale. Plucker, I don't really know. It seems like a dark, twisted story based on what I read. And then the third shelf down here is packed full. And I don't know how well you can see back there, but it's just packed. So here is in the back are a lot of random standalone authors, and then um, some Dennis L. McKiernan's up front here, and then we have some Edward Rutherford, and then just some that kind of go together. So some trilogies, some duologies, things like that, and then a couple of manga books, which I've never read, and so I'm interested in reading those for sure. And then we're going to go ahead and move on to the next bookshelf. So just one moment. All right. So on this little bookshelf here, we have the books I'm planning on read for our weekly read coming up. Glass Dragon was supposed to be for this week, but it will just go for next week, and everything else will kind of get pushed on. I chose a bunch of the little romance books I had for February. And then over here is just some craft books. And my husband has like the Crystal Bible and the Chakra Bible. And then the next shelf down up front here, we have Brian Jacquez. In the back, I have a bunch of Anne McCaffrey books and then Michael Crichton books. I had Jurassic Park. My husband had a bunch more. So they start about here and then go all the way across. And then over here we have some of the books that just got sent to me, but that had the author had multiple books, a couple standalones, and then down here is a bunch of just single author books. Sydney Sheldon, my grandma gave to me. In the back, I have a bunch of books based on movies. So I have Nicholas Sparks. I have like 4 of those. My Sister's Keeper, Room, The Lovely Bones, Forrest Gump, things like that. And then some Christian-based books, some Catherine Anderson and Carla Neggers, Luann Rice, just kind of a little assortment there. So these are all books that I'm planning on reading for like weekly reads and such because they're a little bit shorter and I just want to read them. A lot of those are probably going to get unhauled though. So I'm going to go ahead and move to this big bookshelf here. So let me go ahead and get around there. All right. So on this shelf up front here, we have our uh, ABC Author Challenge books. So these are all the ones I have left to read. I'm currently working on The Tenets of Time. It's out in the living room. I just left its dust jacket in here. It's way too big to read with the dust jacket on. And then down here, I have the ones that I have read. Just this stack here. Isabel Allende, Kingdom of the Golden Dragon was for the ABC Author Challenge. And then I recently got the other 2 to complete the trilogy in my recent book haul. And then kind of come back up here, kind of behind there, I have my Harry Potter books. And then I have on the other side here the Twilight books. And then I can't remember what the series is called, but it's like dealing with dragons, searching for dragons. I'll go ahead and try to list the series. There's 4 of them, and I'll list that on the screen here. And then we have Dean Koontz in the back here, Stephen King up top. I still need to read the last 3 there. I've read different seasons, and I'll decide whether I'm going to keep them or not. Probably not. I'm not the biggest fan of Stephen King. And then here are some of the books I've read and I'm going to be keeping. And then these all I still need to read. So I have James Patterson, Lisa Jackson, and then a random James Rowlands book, which is The Sixth Extinction. It's just kind of sounded more like a thriller type book, so I put it up there. And then the next shelf down here, we have more of like nonfiction kind of inspirational stories, some random books, some that I'm planning on using for book of the month, and some that I've already read. So in the back there, I have Jackie, oops, I'm knocking stuff over. Jackie Collins, so we're currently reading Lady Boss. We'll finish that up. Like I said, I'm going to combine the last 2 chapter sets since I didn't get it done this week, and then just a couple that I found on my shelves. So we're going to read Mother of Pearl next week, and then I want to do Satisfaction, The Secret History, The Da Vinci Code, Philomenia, all those as book of the month. And then I read Conspiracy of Cats. I want to reread that one though. Just a random duology there, and then just some young adult books here. And then I have, like I said, my husband got me Shogun. He really wants me to read it, but it is thick. So we'll see when I get to that. Some James Herriot books, and then some books about horses. A Child Called It. That one's heartbreaking. And then just some more random books on the end here. So, and then the next shelf is like collections of books and classics. So in the back there, I have a bunch of collections like classic books and fairy tales and such. And then in the front here, I have just kind of a random assortment, some vampire books, Anne McCaffrey, or not Anne McCaffrey, that's over there, Anne Rice rather. And then I have the Bobbsey twin books that have been on my shelf forever, and my Little House on the Prairie books there. And then I moved my children's books over here, so they're all right here. And my husband has some as well. So in the back there, I have Christopher Pike and R.L. Stein, like R.L. Stein like more like teen books, and then just kind of an assortment. So I have, just four random ones there, some Snoopy books, and then a bunch of dog books. And then my husband had the Indian in the Cupboard books and the Animorphs. There's just two of those. More of my horse books there down below, which I've read most of those. And then in the middle here, I know you can't see them, but he had a bunch of Goosebumps books. So those are all Goosebumps books. And then up front here, I have my Thoroughbred series and my Heartland series. Those are going to be coming up. And then I have To Kill a Mockingbird, The Giver, Sweetgrass I've already read, and The Giver I've already read. Two new ones that I got recently at a thrift store, and then some of my favorites that I started off my Throwback Thursday with. So, Wayside School's Falling Down, Bunnicula, Wrinkle in Time, Brown Bear, Hecate Peg, everything like that. And then on the bottom here is all my 25 days of Bookmas books. So this is all of them. I have them starting from least anticipated. So I've read two already. I'm on the red one, Blood and Fire there. And then it goes down to most anticipated. And it also includes the first of series for the ones that I needed to get the first of series for. So like Tad Williams there, they got me River of Blue Fire, and he's right there. And I got the gold. I can't remember what it's called, Golden Shadow Land or something like that. So yeah, I got all the books that I needed, like the first in series of, and then put those in there too. So I'm going to be working my way through those, and there's nothing behind those because it's really hard to get back there. So if I end up putting anything behind those, it'll probably be like educational, knowledge-based books. And then we're going to come and swing around to my favorite bookshelf. So, of course, you all know I'm trying to make my way and complete my Nora Roberts collection. So I have all her books here on top. I have a space left here because this is her newest trilogy, and the third one's not out yet. This one just came out in November. So I left a space for the third one when it comes out, so it has a little spot for it. And I haven't read those yet because me and my husband are going to be reading those together, and he wants to wait till they're all out. We read Year of the One together, so we read all three of these together. I read aloud, minus the parts that made me a little teary and I couldn't read. I gave it over to him, but that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing that. So we're going to do it again with this series. So up top here, I have her starting from hardbacks in alphabetical order, and then we go into more medium-sized books over here, and then we continue with the series in alphabetical order. So once we kind of got through some of the size issues, I started working on the series. So up here we have B for Bride Quartet, and then the Calhouns. This one is the Cousins O'Dwyer series. I have Captivated and Entranced. This is the Donovan Legacy, and then Charmed and Enchanted. Irish Dreams go with Irish Hearts here. And then, I just have the Guardians trilogy, the Innsbrunsbo trilogy, the McCade brothers, the Chesapeake Bay saga. I don't know why I put the McCade brothers there. Probably because of size. That's right. Because of the size, these were the last of the bigger books. And then I went on to the more like standard size, like mass produced paperback. So we have the Chesapeake Bay series. I went ahead and put Chesapeake Blue down here with them, which is the very first Nora Roberts book I ever read. And then, yeah, we just kind of go down from there. All the series are together. And then we come down here, a few more series. And then we start getting into the standalones, or like the anthologies are here. And then I do the standalones last. But any that had like a collection of books, I kind of put on the tail end of my like trilogy or series from her, before I got into the standalones. So that's kind of how I organized her. I don't know where I'm going to put the last 21 books. They'll just kind of stack wherever I can fit them. And then down on the next shelf here, we have Irish Johansson and V.C. Andrews, and then all the Jim Butcher books, the Dresden Files, which we're currently working my way through. And so, yeah, I organized those kind of by series and kind of alphabetically as well. So they're a little bit more organized. And then on the last two shelves, we have Danielle Steele. So those are all, I did paperback alphabetically and then hardback alphabetically. And I actually printed off her complete collections of works as well. So just curious to see how many my grandma had, and there's only 20 missing of those as well. So at some point after I do my Nora Roberts collection, I might go ahead and just complete that collection because it's so close to being completed anyway. And I plan on continuing to read that. I've read The Ring, I've read um, A Gift of Hope, and Pure Joy. So I do plan on continuing to read those as well. Um, and hopefully I enjoy them as much as I enjoyed The Ring. So yeah, that's it for the bookshelves. Let me go ahead and get back over to my spot real quick though. Look at this cuteness right here. They're all laying on each other. They're so cute sometimes. But give me just 1 second and I'll close this video out. All right, I don't want to squish dogs, so I'm kind of sitting at an awkward angle, but yeah, that's the new bookshelf layout. It's gonna be a lot easier for me to get what I want as far as books to read. Like I said, just having, especially my Throwback Thursday books over here, there just wasn't enough room to get back there, and I don't want them to be too close to the windows because some of my Nora Roberts books do have a little bit of sun damage from that in a previous room that they were in. So, but yeah, that's my current shelves. And let me know how you organize your shelves down in the comments below. I know some people do by color, some people do alphabetically, some do like me, put their favorites and then kind of organize further. But yeah, let me know how you organize your shelves, and I'm gonna go ahead and leave you here. Like I said, please make sure you are subscribed and you do have the bell notification clicked so you don't miss out on anything, since the videos are going to kind of be here and there going forward. Other than Book of the Month, those will still be every Monday. So we're going to be reading Mother of Pearl by Melinda Haynes for February. So if you want to participate in that, I definitely hope you will do so. And I'll see you guys next time. Happy reading, everyone. Bye.